My name is Mauricio. In this tutorial, I would like to give you some very basic ideas in order to begin creating your own style for creating documents in Latex. We are going to talk about how to create new commands, new environments, so creating your very first macros, saving those to a file, and maybe if you want, at the very end, also talk a little bit how to begin to write a class containing everything you have created until now. This is more or less the title of this tutorial. Now first in the beginning I would like to give you a more or less short introduction of what are going to be the documentation of this tutorial, and also what is going to be the content of that. In the very first place, if you're taking a look at this in YouTube, so in the video description you will find a table of contents to all of the main time points of this tutorial with a direct link to that point, and also the table of contents, and also a link to an online folder where you can find everything to this tutorial. Just let me show you one example. This is another tutorial within the channel, and there is the videos, and here in the video description you will find first link to an online folder. If you click on that in Google Drive, I have put everything down so you can download whatever you need there. There you have also some download instructions. You will only need this usually the RAR file, which is one of those. Well, this is another project, but for this project will be actually the same. And also in the video description, as already said, so you will have a table of contents to all of the time points that are important for the respective video. Okay. So, and if you click on those, then the video will jump exactly to that spot that you're interested in. Okay. So that's only just for one example. And for this video, we are going to, you will find actually this folder in Google Drive, and you will only need to download that one. That's also in the download instructions. Okay. So, and there you will find this Latex. Let me close that so you can actually see that from the very beginning. So you will find all these files. Well, within. Take that one and extract it. Well, here you have it in German, but whatever your language is just extract it, and you will find all these files. The important one that you're interested in is the master file. This one I'm going to open up within Texmaker editor, and this is the code for the complete file. I would like to say here that I'm not going to write all the code down. I will explain that to you. And if you're just interested in using the file, well, you have here the main file, and with F1 I'm going to compile it. Let me show you first how I am compiling this. I'm doing that with PDF LaTeX and View PDF, and also please note that I'm using UTF-8 encoding. So I'm going to press F1 and compile this, and I will create exactly this PDF, which is exactly what you can see here. And now I would like to talk very shortly what are going to be the results of this tutorial. So I would like to try to not to waste your time, so therefore I would like to present you what are going to go through with you, and so you can decide if you want to take a look at this tutorial or not, because I think it's going to be very long. So, as already said, we're going to talk about new commands, new environments, macros, and new classes, and that's exactly also the very same structure that you can see for this PDF. At the beginning, we will begin creating new commands, so the very basics of that, and also I will show you how to create new commands with parameters, and also new commands with optional parameters. After that, in the second section, we will talk about the very same for environments, so the very basics for environments, new environments with parameters, and also new environments with optional parameters. And after that, we will talk a little bit how to begin creating your personal macros, how to save all that content within a file and include that file in whatever project you are working on. In the fourth section, I would like to talk very briefly how to use also the autocompletion within Texmaker. So maybe you're interested in also using that as well. Well, I myself actually don't use it because the macros that I have created for myself are quite short, so I am faster actually writing those by myself and instead of waiting for the auto-completion. But if you would like to use that, I will give you a hint where you have to look for that. And at the end, I will also talk a little bit as how to begin creating a new class, since after having creating such a huge amount of new environments and new commands for your personal taste, and importing a lot of packages and a lot of options, and doing that for a lot of projects in the very same way might be annoying. So it is actually very sensible to create a personalized class with all that settings and new commands and environments that you have already created, so you have to only load that class. And I will give you the very basics in order to do that. So we will not go through actually how to really write a complete class, since that is really complicated and takes a lot of effort. But if you're interested on that, I would really recommend you to go to these two sites, take a look at theirs, and also take a look at in Google. But if you want to begin with the most basic stuff, I would really recommend you how to learn how to create new commands, environments, and begin writing with those a new class. Okay, so that is this is the content that we're going to go through. And also the thing is that as I already said, I will not write this complete code from the scratch. I will go through the code with you and explain to you what is written in each of the lines. So I will try to not to do it as very long. But since you have already access to all this through the online folder, I think you can download it by yourself also and take a look at the code. And if you need the video, then take a look at the video where you're interested in. And if you already get the idea, well, then skip the video and continue by yourself, because I mean, I really would not to waste your time. So therefore, if you get the idea, okay, it's fine. But at some point, if you have a question, then go to the video, take a look at the table of contents, and go to the spot that you are looking for. Okay, so that's for the kind of explanation or the procedure that I'm going to go with. And well, yeah, so that's for the more or less short introduction. So let's begin with the tutorial. Okay, so let's begin. So just go to the folder that you downloaded and open up this file. So now we have here the master file. Here's the complete code, and let me compile it first. F1, and there we go. So we're going to start with the new commands right now. And yeah, and we're going to just first take a look at the code, and I will explain everything that I did here. So let's go here to this place. Oh, if you're wondering, I'm going to use this really a lot. The following function or utility here is that within the Texmaker editor, you can control click on some places and then you will jump directly to the code. So I can go between those, the PDF and the code very quickly. So I can just click as a control and click here, for example, and there we go. But we want to start there. Okay. So okay. In Latex, you're able to define your own new commands. This is very useful, since after some writing, you will develop your own style, and you will use some commands frequently due to your field of work. So, depending on what you're working on, you will have very special commands that you will always want to use. And now for the section 1.1 system. or let me put this a little bit bigger so maybe you can also read that here. Okay, for example, here we would like to emphasize the word apple and present it in bold, as you can see it here in the PDF or something. And this is exactly what you are seeing in this line. And for that, I use the command text boldface and emphasize from Latex. And the thing is that you can achieve the same thing by defining a new Latex command in the preamble and use it in your text. For example, apple. That's exactly what you can see here. So I wrote that, and I'm using now this new command 1, but you cannot see the word apple. So let's go to the preamble and see where this thing has been defined. New command 1, and you define that as with the command as a new command. So here in the comments, I wrote just 2 structures, so you can see what we will be using. With the new command, in the first curly brackets, you have to put the name of your new command with a backslash actually. After that, there will be some options that we will discuss later. And after that, so in a second pair of curly brackets, so you have to write the code that is going to be executed each time when you write that new command. For NC1, we're going to use actually what is between these 2 curly brackets, text BF, and emphasize, and the word apple. So please notice here that I can write all that in one line, and you are good to go with exactly this new command. One thing is that the new commands in Latex do not accept numbers when you define a new command. So you have to really write a word. That's one thing. Let me just maybe show you that. I'm going to compile this again. So we are there, but let me just change the variable, the command definition, NC1, and so we have a definition. So we're actually using that abbreviation, and let's compile that, and you will get an error. And the thing is that you are not able to use numbers in the names of your new commands. That's the problem. So, okay, these kind of commands are quite straightforward, but what if you want to do the same with the word banana? We will see this in the next subsection. Okay, there we'll have some more stuff. Here 2 remarks is the naming of new commands accepts only letters or characters, no letters, no numbers. Uppercase and lowercase characters make a difference in the sense that you may write, for example, this way in the definition, and you will get an error since NC with lowercase 1 has not been defined. And this is because here we define almost the same, but with an uppercase name. So that's the first remark. The second one is that sometimes you will come across some commands, command names is already defined in Latex. For example, what you can see there. Wait, let me go to that line. Yep. We are using here the command text boldface, text BF. If you still if you want to still use this as the name for a new command, you can override that command name. But please be careful, since changing the definition of an already defined command changes its effect in the whole document. You have to be very careful with this. This is a very big point, since maybe for some reason you want to use the letters text BF so for some new commands, and that's what I would like to show you here, is that we by typing a new command you will get an error, since this will not let me be clear about that. We would like to define a new command and write for this command we would like to write each time the word elephant. Okay, I'm going to try to compile this. You will get an error since text BF is already defined. Now, if you still want to use that, use the renew command, and then you will override definition for this guy. Now the problem is here that here now there where we had textbf some words, now we have elephant some words. Fine, we achieved what we wanted. But if you take a look now, is that my remarks were actually using the command textbf, and so everything that is using textbf will now use the new definition, and you can see it there in our previous definition for the command nc1. So it will change everything. Okay, so therefore just be careful with what you are trying to change. Okay, where was it? Okay, I'm going to comment that out, and we're good to go so to the next section. So here in 1.2, so I would like to talk a little bit about new commands with parameters. Now, you're also able to define new commands with a not specified input, a parameter. From the previous example, we define now a new command in order to be able to write any content, emphasize and in bold. For example, here we have banana, apple, and I like fruits. That's what you can see in this line. So I'm using here the new command nc2. Let's go to the preamble. So by the preamble, I always mean as everything that goes before begin document. And let's take a look at nc2. So the definition is here that we are defining a new command. In this brackets, we have the number 1, which means that this new command needs one parameter, an unspecified input, and it's going to execute this code. It's going to execute the command textbf, emphasize, and there where you have this, you will put your first input, your first parameter, and I mean first because you can have a bunch of parameters if you want. That's where we are going to talk a bit later. But first, let's concentrate on this first. So this guy will always need one parameter. And how do you use that now? Well, let's go back there. You write your new command as, for example, textbf, and in curly brackets you put your parameter. That's what you can see here. nc2 gets as a first parameter, and its only parameter, since in its definition it needs only one. It gets as parameter here apple, here banana, and here I like fruit. But here also please notice that you don't have to put single words. You can put whatever you want there. Okay, so that's for the very basics, so new commands with parameters. And okay, let's continue. It should be remarked that you can also define new commands with more than one parameter. For example, what you can see here, some stuff, and this command uses a color first input and then a new command nc2 for the text second input. So that's what you can see in these lines here. So we are defining a new command as nc3, and as you can see here, it has one curly brackets pair and a second curly brackets pair. Here the same. Okay, so let's go to the definition of nc3. So in the definition, so we are defining that it needs two parameters, and it's going to execute this code. And how do you define what to do with the first and the second parameter? Well, you do this in this way exactly. That's why you put a 1 and a 2 and all the other numbers that you will need also for your definition. The first input, the first parameter that this command obtains is going to be used with the command text color. So the first parameter should be a color. And for that, also, by the way, I'm using the package xcolor. So, and the second parameter is going to be put into nc2. And here, please notice that, well, this is a little bit more complicated structure, but the thing is that in a new command, you can use already existing commands from Latex, but also commands that you have defined previously. So text color, the Latex command text color first takes a color, and after that puts that color for whatever you have in the second curly brackets. Actually, text color is also a command which needs 2 parameters, well, for this case. And in the second one, we are going to use our previously defined NC2. And in order to see the effect of that, just take a look at this example, first one. NC3 needed 2 parameters. The first one is going to be a color, in this case purple, what you can see here. And in the second one, we are creating something, some stuff, and this thing is going to be purple using text color, a Latex command, and some stuff is going to be put into NC2, where we have it boldface and emphasize, and we're going to have the color purple. Okay, the very first same thing is for this second example. Here we are for NC3, the first parameter is red, and the second one is this complete line, which actually explains what the complete command does. Okay, so as you can see, you can do a lot also with parameterized commands, which can also use predefined new commands. Of course, you can create a new command with a lot of parameters. For example, a new command with 3 parameters. Some stuff, this stuff is underlined but with the same color and separated with a comma. So this guy is NC4. So let's go to the definition. So this guy needs 3 parameters. It's going to execute this code. The first parameter is going to be put here, and please notice, and also here. So you can use one parameter in a lot of places within the executing code for your new command. I'm going to use it here and here. So the first parameter is a color. The second parameter is going to be used with NC2 for the first part or so, and there you have a comma. And the third parameter is going to also be used into NC2, but it will be underlined. It's exactly what you can see here. So NC4 gets first one purple, and the second curly brackets pair, here I'm putting some stuff. This is going to be put into NC2, that you can see here. And in the third curly brackets pair, I'm putting this stuff, which is also using the first input. And it's going to be using NC2, but it's going to be underlined, what you can see here. Okay, so that's for that, and let's continue. Now in 1.3 we're going to just discuss very previously how to create new commands with optional parameters. And okay, for some reasons you may also want to define some more exotic new commands with optional parameters. Consider the new command what you can see here. Well, it's effect. It's what you can see here, NC5, where the first parameter of the definition is made optional with a defined default value. Let's go to the preamble and take a look at the definition. So we're defining NC5, and we are using here 3 parameters. And please notice here that this is the second comment that I put here. So you will need this structure, the name of the new command and the number of parameters for its definition. And after that is well, usually a number and equals to the default value for that parameter. And after that, the code that is going to be executed. So for this example, first with NC5, just defining by that, you are able to define also optional parameters. In this case, it's going to be the first parameter is going to be an optional one, and it will have the default value red. So, and the first parameter is going to be as for NC4 here and here, and the second and the third one will be used in the same way as for NC4. here we're going to use NC2, so where you have the definition there, and the third parameter is going to also use NC2, and it's going to be underlined. So now let's take a look at the usage of that. Here I'm using NC5. As you can remember, so in the definition we put that we needed 3 parameters, but as you can see here, I'm only using 2 curly brackets for needed parameters, and I'm putting in 1 and in 2. As you can see, both are in boldface, emphasized. In 1 is not underlined, but in 2 is underlined, and both are in red in the default value of the first parameter, which has not been specified here. And here you can change the value of the optional parameter by putting first in this brackets here system, then the new value for the first parameter. So the first one should be those brackets, then blue, and the very same, and there you can see its effect. Okay, so if you want to create a new commands with more than one optional parameter, then you will need advanced packages. For example, for this new command, let's go to that is NCX6. I will just explain what this means. So NCX6 is more the structure that I just put here, in the sense that you will need to load this package, X arguments, args, and for this guy here, and I personally put also always an X within the definition of my new command. So, and I'm defining here that it needs 5 parameters. The first one is optional. Here I have a list with the optional parameters. The first one is optional and it has the default value red. The third one is also an optional parameter and it will have the default value default text. So this is the executing code for that. The first parameter, which is optional, will be put there and there. The second one is not specified. The third one will have a default text, and the second one will be put here. So that's what you can see already in the very first line. If I'm going to use that as a, so everything here and here will be red, those two, and it will have some default text, which is going to be that was the third parameter, which is going to be here, what you can see exactly here, and the fourth and the fifth one are going to be one color and some other text. So here I put it now 3 parameters, although NC6 needs 5. Remember, 2 of those are optional, the first one and the third one. I made this a little bit complicated so you can see at the very end that the first one needs those brackets, needs a new value. Then for the second one you will need something that you will need for your executing code, what you need here. And this is going to be blue, not red as in the default value for the first parameter. Now the third one was also an optional, so you again need those brackets. And after that, I'm putting in the third one another color. No, 1, 2, 3, 4, and the fourth parameter, since the fourth one is the color what you can see here. That's the reason, because this is orange. And the fifth one is just the text that goes exactly also there. Okay, so this is a very exciting example actually, isn't it? But maybe you will need that, isn't it? Okay, and this is the way how you can do that. So that's for the new commands, and now we will continue with new environments. So for the creation of new environments, you can actually do this as almost the very same way. As with new commands, you're also able to define new environments by using or adapting existing ones to your needs. Now, here 2.1. Suppose we want to write one equation containing several lines. Normally, you would use the normal environment that you can see here, which is the equation array environment already defined within the Latex packages. For some reason, I don't like this, and I would like to have a single equation number at the center. I can get what I want by using this code. But you can see here, I'm using the environment equation. After that, I am using the environment array with the position that, or with the option that everything should be in the center. This is what you can see here are the very same stuff as well. It's just one example of them, and okay, and that's one way how to get us what I want. Just one number in the middle of everything, since this is just one equation, and I'm just using within that an array in order to put my content there. If I want to use this a lot, then it is sensible to define a new environment. For example, what you can see here, and I'm going to use the new environment 1 again, and that's what you can see here. So, and here you are not seeing any equation or array or even this parameter C for the center alignment. You're only seeing is exactly this content within that environment. So, and this environment has been defined in the preamble. Let's go up. So, a new environment is you have several well, the same structures for the definitions as for new commands. That's what I just wrote here, but a little bit as well different, since those are environments. And for a new environment, you will need a name for that environment without the backslash, and then a code for the begin of that environment, and then a code for the end of that environment. And so, and the new environment 1 has a begin section, so to say. It will begin with begin equation, and with also begin array, and already with that input. And the end section of this new environment, it's going to first, and here just be careful, first the array is going to be ended, and after that the equation is going to be ended. This is very important, so you have to actually have the very same the correct structure for what you're using. Since now let's go down and take a look at that. In the normal usage of these two environments, you need that in exactly that way. First begin equation, after that begin array, and in the end section you will have to first end the array, which you open up, and then the equation at the very end. And this is exactly what NE1 is actually doing. And between begin and end of this new environment, you can put whatever you want, and it will have those begin and end sections at the beginning and at the end, of course. So that's why this works the way it does. Here, a very small remark. You can also override environments. For example, the example here, note the difference for this one. So here we are using the predefined environment center of Latex, and we're just putting the word test. Okay. Now, as for new commands, you were where we use the renew command in order to override something. We can also override, for example, the environment center. And whenever I use begin center and end center, I'm going to use now with this new definition with renew environment, begin flush left and end flush left. So everything is going to be to the left. Okay, let's just compile this. So, and maybe here, so we already get to see the changes, and we get what we want. For this name, there was a predefined command, but we sorry for the bad English. But we could change that here. Now, as for the new command and renew command, you also have to be very careful here. Note also that the overriding of the existing commands might be very dangerous, since this changes the effect on other predefined commands and environments using the overridden environment. Here, note the changes for the default title, author, and date commands in the section created by the make title. So now, we only got to see the changes for this guy here, where we use the center environment. Now, let's go up. And here you can see that the title, now it's flush left, it's to the left, is also the author and also the date. This is because, although we actually never wrote that here, the commands title and author and internally also the date use the center environment. And since we changed the definition of it, it will also affect these guys here. That's why you have to be very careful if you are going to override one existing command. Now let me change that again so you can see where that was originally, and there you go. So that's for the very basic new environments, and now let's continue with 2.2. New environments with parameters, as also for the new commands. Of course, you can write the new commands with parameters. And for example, here I'm just putting those things there because I actually want to use the environment array and going to put something to the right, to the center, to the left, and to the left. And this input, this parameter, is going to be used within array. In the new environment 2, it needs one parameter, and whatever I put there, it's going to be exact used there. I think you get the idea already from the new commands. So that's for this guy, Harrison. Let me also read the text. For the new commands, you can define parameters for the new environments. For example, what you can see exactly here, or what you can see exactly here. There's a difference, since here I use 1, 2, 3, 4 columns. What you can see with those symbols which are used within array, and here I'm using actually 6. That's why 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 columns, and it looks kind of nicer. Okay, or using the options of the internal environment array by loading the package array. So now this ends new environment 2, which is justified using three different ways. In the first input, I'm just putting what I would normally put is in array. But if I want some more options, maybe for the internal environment I am using within my new environment. For example, this thing here, actually until later. And all this is going to be used within array. Now, for that special command down there, I need to load the package array. Since when I put an array exactly that, more specifically this guy, and C for central alignment, then you will see a very big difference, since in all the previous examples, there, and there, as you could see, and compared to the original format that you actually have within single equations, the integral sign, or this thing here, is quite large, which is nice. Or it's very clear. So for some reasons, and I actually would like to have that and not. And I would like to use that as in all of the single boxes within array, since in array actually you will get that kind of signs, and I will have to enforce that, and in order to enforce something in all of the containers within array, you need to use exactly this thing with display style. Now let me be clear about that. For example, if we are going to use that as also in the previously defined arrays, and I would like the integral sign to be a normal size. Now this guy is this one, and here we have the integral sign. Here I would have to put display style. Let me compile this, and then I would get that. But here I would have to put that in every box of the array, which is delimited with these symbols. It will not help me to put display style here, since this here is a different box within array, or it's a different container or place. And let me just be clear, it will not help me. So if I want those options in all of the array boxes, in all the containers, I would have to write a very complicated environment and do all that by myself. But luckily I can just define a new environment for myself and use also the options of the already existing environments by making it possible through an input parameter. That's what I wanted to use here. Okay. And again, I did not write anything. The only thing is, well, there's those 3 lines. But the thing is that in the new environments, you also have access to, of course, all the options and all the capabilities of the already existing environments. Okay. So that's for that. And now let's continue with 2.3, new environments with optional parameters, which is of course is the same for as for the new command system. You can have something with optional parameters analogously to new commands and new environments can also be defined with optional parameters. This is just one example. And this is another example. So here you can see we are here we have one optional parameter and x3, since this guy is also using the package where is it, x arguments, x args, and new environment 3 x3. So this guy needs 2 parameters, out of what the second one is a optional one, and it should be black. So we are using begin equation, a color before the array, and after that I will use my first parameter. So, and that's the end of that. And notice please that the color is used before the array, so you can see everything in black. And here, for example, so I'm using now the environment with that first parameter, and the second one is an optional one, and I'm putting here blue. Therefore, everything here is going to be blue. So that's for the environments. And now let's continue with personal macros. After having written some documents, you will create a lot of commands and environments. So why not write all of them in a separate file, which you can use in any project you want to work on. Just create a new file and refer to it in the preamble in order to use all your macros. An example for that is what you can see here. None of these commands have been defined within Latex, but I defined them by myself. Now, the thing is that, wait, let me be clear here. How can we do this? Okay, so in the preamble, where is the line? Yeah, here it is. So I'm using the command input, and after that I am referring to an address of the local work folder, and here I'm saying, hey, go to the folder settings and search there for my macros and put that into this file exactly here. So within Texmaker, within the structure of your document, you can also have access to your files, but let me be clear where this is actually within your project folder. Now this is the project folder, and within this folder go to settings and look for my macros. Go to settings and look for my macros, and there you go. So in this guy I'm going to now open it up. So, and in this guy you have, oh well, I have written all these new commands. And this file can be as large as you want it to be. This is you don't have to use all the commands within your new project, but you can write a library of what you usually use and just use whatever you need. And I then define this guy, actually using renew command, since this is already defined within Latex, and all of these things here. So now I would like to also point out that within the structure of your document, you have here setting my macros, which is already pointing to that file, and you can open it up directly there. You don't have to go this way through the normal folder, but still I wanted to show you where that file actually is. So, and now, okay, also I think that when you are working with a lot of files, the one thing that I really like is to be able to change or switch between the files. You can do it either here, or at least for my personal settings for Texmaker, pressing Alt and to the left and to the right, then you go to the previous document or to the next one. If you want to change that, so go to options, or look for that as in the very first place where to do this. Options, configure Texmaker, then shortcuts, and I think that was next document. Yeah, next document, and there you can edit that if you want to. Okay, and the one before that was previous document, exactly. Yeah, and there you can set that the way you like it. So, but here in that file, I have written all my new commands, and for example, what you can see exactly here is the partial derivative. I want to just write the partial derivative of f in respect to x, and for that I define something with a new command x. Yeah, sorry, I completely forgot. I may not be very clear so in the beginning. If you're using a new command with a lot of parameters and also with optional parameters, then you need exactly, yeah, new command x. This is needed for that, as also for the environment. Sorry, I forgot to really point that out. So this guy has 3 parameters. The first one is an optional, and here, just please pay attention here, the optional has nothing. This is also possible. Maybe you will need that for some reason, and it does nothing. Why would you like to have that? Because for these cases, I would like to define something here, a partial derivative. I don't know if you know what it is but it doesn't matter. The first input is going to be the optional one, which does nothing, which it's going to be in the superscript of this guy, and the superscript of the third parameters, which are both within the fraction command. Okay. If you can take a look at that, this is already what I'm doing with the optional parameter. But if I do not specify it, I'm going to put nothing there. This is for me actually something very good, since through that I can define the single partial derivative or multiple partial derivatives very easily. Also the total derivative, which I'm defining with Roman style D and with and then almost the very same, actually the very same structure for the executing code. And let me go there so you can see the changes here. This is my normal calling of the new command without the optional parameter, and here I have my optional parameter, and I want to write the second partial derivative of f in respect to x, and that's what I'm writing here. So defining optional parameters which per default do nothing is actually something very useful. And here also for the total derivative, the third one. So after that also, something that I really need a lot is that for some reasons I usually need some characters in some very special style. In my case, it's a bold symbol. I am very sure that this can be done in a more elegant way, but the thing is that I just created first a new command called BS for bold symbol, and after that also I just put the complete alphabet is in lowercase and uppercase later, and with those new commands. Here, please note that these guys do not need any options. I don't have to write any curly brackets, which for me takes a lot of time, since I can write blind. This is just for the letters, but also for the brackets I always have to take a look at that. So it is for me a lot easier to write this thing down without anything, which is going to execute that code as well, instead of putting some input in there. And this took around, I don't know, 20 seconds of my life. Of course, you can go and look for a more elegant solution to that, but looking for that, it's going to take some time as well. Implementing and understanding the code as well, it's going also to take some time. So I was actually happy already with this. Now I'm using that exactly here, and as you can see, I am using the capital bold symbol A and bold symbol B, because and I just wanted to show you the two different ways I could actually use that. But writing that, so for myself, well, I'm very lazy, it takes a lot of time, and it's going to be that with those guys but it doesn't matter. So what those are, so you can use, or I'm able to use already this complete alphabet very, very easily with this just define new commands, which are not in the preamble but within my personal file, my macros. The very same goes to those guys. And did I write something else for those guys? No, I think not. No. Okay. Okay. Well, and yeah, of course. So the thing is that I also wrote a new environment, which is called EQC, equation at the center, and beginning an equation and beginning an array. And I'm using within the definition of this new environment actually already has a center alignment and enforcing display style within all the boxes of arrays. So with that, actually I am doing exactly what we learned there, and we use it actually also there, but I don't have to write that. So this is very, very efficient, how to say so. So I only have to write that environment, and everything is already set up. Okay, and then I'm able to use that, and you can see this integral sign here big only because within the definition of this environment I'm using the option for the array within the equation. Okay, so that's for the personal macros in the sense that you're able to write a huge file with all of the new commands and new environments that you usually use, and you have then access to that by putting exactly all that or referring to that file within your file here, which is doing nothing else than putting all that code and putting it there. But the thing is that maybe that file you would like to use it not only in the in your project right now, but maybe for other projects, and you can just copy and paste it to another project. There are also ways how to refer to a master file, but you can look at it in Google. This is actually very easy. The thing is that at least from my experience, is that my personal macros from project to project evolve, and when I'm finished with one project and I use my macros in that version, it was fine, and I leave it there, and I'm beginning with some different new projects, and for some reason I wanted to change the definition of one environment. For example, just for this one, for some reason I just wanted to change it, and this guy should also get as an optional parameter, or also actually one needed parameter. And if I always refer to the master file somewhere and I change the definition, and for some reason I have to work again in the older project, just trying to compile the file will give me an error, since the usage of that environment within the older files of the older project will not run, because this environment does not get the new definition. So for that reason, well, it's a thing of taste. More than that is that either you just can write your macros and copy and paste them as to your new projects and let them evolve as you need it, or have a central place where you can refer to that. So that's optional to you. Okay, so that's for the first steps for personal macros. And let me close this thing. And now we continue with the next section. So, okay, section 4. Use autocompletion of Texmaker editor for personal macros. So let me just read the text. So this is just one way to do this, but I just want to give you a hint where to use it, as I personally don't use it. Sadly, the only option I know on how in order to integrate your macros into the Texmaker editor is manually through user customized completion. This is very unpractical for a large amount of macros which still evolve as you write more documents. Still, if you want, you can enter each new command manually, and as you write, Texmaker will offer you an auto-completion. Personally, I keep the names of my macros as short as possible. Through that, I'm faster writing them myself than waiting for the auto-completion, since some command names might begin with the same characters and I would have to look for the one I want to use. Let me be clear for this. Now, you can use this by going to User, Customize Completion, and here I am, for example, I have already added 2 of them, which actually belong to my actually belong to my personal macros, which would be, for example, those 2. Okay, user, customize, auto-completion. I already added those 2. If I would like to add a new one, I would write what I wanted to be within the auto-completion dictionary. And let me put, for example, this guy here. So I'm going to add that one, and that's it, and I have it that way. So if you want to delete one of those, then you can delete it. So, or you want to replace something, those are the buttons for that. Now, after having added those, if you know a better way to do that, just please write it in the comments, and I might be able also to edit this video. But this is the only way I know of. So the thing is that now, if I'm going to write BSC, I want to do that. So now BS, and here you can see the auto-completion, and I get all the commands which have been defined for the auto-completion. But as already said, some commands might, of course, begin with the same letters. So I would have to go down and do that. So I myself, I'm just better that way. But well, that depends on your personal taste. The other thing is that until now, again, I have not been able to find a way to somehow import all my macros within the auto-completion, or make it even locally, not globally for all of that, because the thing is that if I start a new document, those words will actually also be in the auto-completion, although I might not have never referred to my personal macros. Just let me be clear of that. I'm going to start a new one. I'm going to BS, and there you go. You have it here. Although in a new document, maybe I'm not even using those macros. So no, just close that. So that's the thing, is that you are able to put all that where you within Texmaker. It could be useful, but as already said, is that if your macros are going to evolve, if you're going to when change the name or of a new command of a new environment, then that auto-completion would have to be edited each time. So therefore you have to see for yourself also if you would like to use it or not. I just wanted to give you a hint for that. So that's for the auto-completion. And the very last part of this, not that short tutorial, is the how to begin writing a class with everything that we have already here. Okay, so 5, writing a class. After some time, you might not even want to copy your macros file to a new project folder, and always look again for which packages are needed to be loaded for the macros. For all these guys, I actually need the AMS math stuff. For the array options, I need that one. For the extended commands in the new environments, I need the X arguments. For colors, I need all that. I define some new colors here, and everything that you can see here. So all of the new commands, all of the new environments, all of the needed packages and dependencies. Maybe you don't want to load that and look it up each time. So how to do this in a smarter way? Also, for each new project, you would have to look again for the page settings that you usually use. So, well, in this case, I'm just using one, but maybe you have head and foot that you usually use, and always to look for those. So it's pretty annoying. All this can be avoided by creating your personal document class, which include all this. Take a look at the clear description for beginners. So at this link, I put also the link in the video description. You can either click on that with on the PDF, and you will also get redirected to this very nice explanation page in Share Latex, and this is very nice. And also take a look at this discussion within the Stack Exchange, with a really wonderful places to look for anything that you are looking for. So, here there are some discussions on how to begin writing a class. So there are also some documents in order to begin with everything. So I would really refer to all that. And if you need more information, just go to Google. But those two spots are very good to get it started. But writing a class is actually a lot of work. I'm going to close that now. And I myself, I've never really written a class because I'm actually mostly happy with my personal macros, or I'm already fine with the article classes, or for some reason, if I'm going to write something for some projects, I already get from the people from the project a predefined class. So okay, good, I'm using your classes, but I need my personal macros, so therefore I still import exactly that file, and I'm fine with that. Now, but still, if you want to use that in all the options that you have already, you can still do that. I would like to show you how to do that in just a moment. Now we would like to create a class with some new commands and environments created in this tutorial. So consider the file myclass.cls for classes, and the generated PDF with the file master myclass underscores .tx text in the project folder. Now I'm going to close this guy. Close without saving. So okay, so now come on, do it. So here, that was the first file that we were taking a look at, with that PDF. Now we're going to take a look at these files, at this other text project with this class. Okay, so I am going to first open the class, and well, I'm using the mixed text distribution. Let me put it that way so you can see both. So, and here I am opening it not in Texmaker but in Textwork. An editor is already included in the mixed text distribution, but actually you can, I think you can open it up even with other stuff. Yeah, you can also open it up in Notepad++, and whatever your code editor would be. So, but for these cases, I'm going to open it up in Textworks. And for the definition of a class, as you could actually see in where is the link for that? There we go. Okay, let me close this guy. So when you begin writing a class, there is some recommendations, and whatever you write, you will need those two very first lines. So that's exactly what you can see here. Well, let me put this guy there. Those two lines are the very first two lines that I'm using here. I myself actually have no idea what this guy does, but if for the beginning, if I really just want to create a very short as a new classes, I'm fine with that. So you will need that for the beginning, and also some information about the version of your custom class. Okay. After that, there comes the definition, where you may load a predefined classes. I'm going to base my class on the class article, and I'm going to load that, and with that I'm going to load all the dependencies to that. After that, the thing that I would like to do now is let me close this guy and this guy so we can compare the original files. Is that I would like to also have included all of these packages within my new class, my class. So all the packages that I use I'm going to put all here. This is just a copy and paste and some editing, since if you're going to define a class, then you need require package, not use package. This is needed. There are some reasons for that, but if you don't care, that's fine. Write that down. If you want to understand, go to those two websites and search for more information in Google. But if you're going to require some packages within your class definition, then you need these guys. So, and those are all the packages that I needed. Those were the packages for my personal page settings. And after that, the nice thing is that within my class now, I can just put all the definitions of all my personal macros, and I will have all that within the class. And through that, let me close this guy. In a new document where I load my classes, which here, please, the class that I just defined here should be within the project folder where you're working. So, and here I'm going to call up my class here up, and I have nothing else here. Please notice I have no loading of packages, no setting page settings, and I have not imported any macros, since everything is defined already in the class. And through that, I am already able to write all of these things down. And my class is defined based on the article class, so I also have access to all of these guys, also to the table of contents and so on. And I would like to check if I can really use my personal macros as I already defined those. And this is the case. I'm going to compile this guy now. And oh, you cannot see that because I just put that away. And there you go. Oh. So there you go. You have everything here. Well, actually the size is not correct. This is a letter size. This is because in the article class that I put here, it had not the option, so A4 paper. So actually, let's. I have never tried this actually. Let's try this now. Can I use that way? Oh, okay. Well, something new. And through that, now we are able to create a new class based on another one, based on options that we always use, or mostly, and in that case, you are able to have access to everything with just loading the class. Okay, so with this video, at the very end, just in order to be clear and to, so if you're just taking a look at that as and just skip this, all the new environments and stuff, so all these guys are defined as with those two new commands as well, for which one you actually need the extended packages. And also the new environment is what you can see actually down here. Okay, and just for the ones who skip directly to the new class. But with this tutorial, just let me go back to the PDF, so because here we have a very good overview of everything. With this tutorial, I wanted to give you some hints in order to begin creating your new commands, new environments, how to create your personal macros, and begin writing a class with everything included that you usually use. Okay, I hope that this tutorial was somehow helpful and you could use this or the files that I uploaded. Okay, so therefore thank you for your attention and bye.